Imagine this. The year is 2025. You come home from a perfectly normal Tuesday. You're thinking about the TPS reports you forgot to file, or maybe what's for dinner. You open the door, and the house is quiet. Too quiet. There's a note on the kitchen counter, right where the fruit bowl used to be. You pick it up. It's not a grocery list, it's 4 sentences. I've gone. The papers will be sent to your office. Please don't contact me, I'm sorry. Your first thought, this is a joke. Your second, she's been kidnapped. Your third, as the cold dread washes over you, is, but we just rewatched The Office last night. We were fine. Here's the gut punch. You were not fine. You just became a statistic. According to a landmark 2015 study from the American Sociological Association, women initiate roughly 69% of all divorces. But here's the kicker. For college-educated women, that number skyrockets to a staggering 90%. And in a separate poll of divorce lawyers, the most common thing they hear from the husbands is some variation of, I was completely blindsided. It came out of nowhere. It did not come out of nowhere. Your wife, the one you thought was fine, has likely been planning her exit for an average of 2 years. This isn't a sudden snap decision. It's a slow, methodical, invisible to you erosion. It's a phenomenon known as walk-away wife syndrome. And the crazy part? The signs were there. They were flashing like neon billboards. You just didn't know how to read them. Today we are decoding the 5 signs of walk-away wife syndrome that you are probably missing right now. This is the stuff no one wants to talk about because it's easier to be blindsided than to see the truth. Let's get into it. On the great silence, she stops nagging. Let's start with the most ironic, most deceptive sign of them all. You know that thing she does? Or more accurately, that thing she used to do? Let's set the scene. You're Mark. For 15 years, you've had the same fight. You come home, you kick off your shoes in the middle of the hallway. You leave your coffee mug on the wooden table, not on the coaster. You leave the wet towel on the bed. And for 15 years, Sarah has been your shadow. Mark the shoes, Mark the coaster. Mark, you're going to ruin the wood. Do I have to do everything around here? I am not your mother. It was annoying, right? It was the soundtrack to your evenings. A constant low-level buzz of nagging. But then, about 6 months ago, it just stopped. You left your shoes in the hall. Nothing. You put your sweaty gym bag on the white sofa. Not a word. You forgot to take the trash out, again. And the next morning it was just gone. You lean back in your chair, Mark, and you think, wow, she finally gets it. She's finally learned to chill out. She's realised it's not a big deal. Our marriage is better than ever. Mark. You beautiful, oblivious idiot. She hasn't chilled out. She has resigned. She hasn't realised it's not a big deal. She has realised that you will never change, and she has finally and permanently given up. This is, without a doubt, the most misunderstood signal in modern relationships. See, men and women often view conflict differently. For many men, the absence of fighting equals peace. For many women, the absence of fighting equals disconnect. What you call nagging, a relationship psychologist would call a bid for connection. It's a fumbling, flawed, and yes, incredibly annoying attempt to be seen. Every time she said, "Can you please just put your dish in the dishwasher?" she wasn't just talking about a plate. She was asking a much, much bigger question. She was asking, do you see me? Do you see that I am drowning in the mental load of running this entire household? Do you respect me enough to do this one symbolic thing to show me I am not alone? And every time you sighed, rolled your eyes, and said, I'll do it later, you gave her an answer. And the answer was no. So she stops. Not because the dish doesn't bother her. It bothers her more than ever. She stops because she's run the calculation. She has realised that the energy it takes to fight you on it is more than the energy it takes to just do it herself and quietly file it away in a little mental folder labelled Reasons I Need to Leave. A 2017 French study on the mental load highlighted that even in couples who both work full-time, women still bear the primary responsibility for thinking about the household, the planning, the organising, the remembering. It's an invisible, exhausting second shift. When she was nagging, she was trying to get you to join her on that shift. When she stops, it means she's decided to clock out. Permanently. Imagine being Sarah. For 15 years, you've felt invisible. You've begged, you've cajoled, you've screamed, and you've been met with defensiveness, or what Dr. John Gottman calls stonewalling, the old "I'll just sit here and grunt until she goes away" defense. So you stop, you go silent, and in that silence, you start to plan. You start to look at your finances, you start to visualize an apartment with a clean kitchen sink, one that stays clean because you're the only one using it. That silence you're enjoying so much, that's not peace. That's the sound of her respect for you evaporating. That's the sound of her downloading Zillow. If your house has suddenly become a conflict-free zone, don't pop the champagne. You might not be in a happy marriage. You might just be the last person to know you're in a finished one. 2. The co-working space. She becomes your roommate. This sign is subtle. It creeps in slowly. You don't just wake up one day and you're roommates. It's a gradual downgrade. This isn't just about sex. Yes, the sexless marriage is a huge part of this, but it's a symptom, not the disease. This is about the total desexualization and decoupling of your lives. You stop being a romantic partnership and you transition into being co-CEOs of a small failing logistics company called The Family. Let's call this couple Dave and Emily. Dave and Emily are a machine. They are brilliant co-parents. They have a shared Google Calendar for kid logistics and bill payments that is a colour-coded work of art. They have their weekly check-in meeting on Sunday nights to align on the week's deliverables. It's efficient, it's sterile, it's a business merger. What's missing? Everything else. When was the last time they just talked? Not about the broken water heater or who's picking up Sophia from soccer or the quarterly taxes, but about anything. About a stupid movie. About their fears. About that weird dream they had. When was the last time they laughed? Together. At the same time, Dave thinks things are fine. We're a great team, he tells his friends. We never fight. We run the house perfectly. But Emily feels like she's living with a colleague she happens to sleep next to, although sleep is the operative word. And yeah, let's talk about the sex, or the total lack of it. You're in a dry spell. You tell yourself, it's normal, we're busy, we're tired, we have kids. But this isn't a dry spell, this is the Gobi Desert. You've gone from partners to colleagues. Colleagues who, for some reason, share a bed, which, let's be honest, would be an HR violation in any other context. The problem is, you've mistaken logistical intimacy for emotional intimacy. Running a home together is not a relationship. It's a project. A relationship is the why you do it. And for her, the why has been dead for months. Here's the scary part. This is a crucial step in her emotional detachment. She has mentally compartmentalized you. You're no longer in the lover-partner confidant box in her brain. You have been permanently moved to the household services, finance, or co-parent box. This is a strategic move, even if it's subconscious. It makes the final break so much cleaner. She can tell herself, and later, her friends and the therapist, we'll be great co-parents, we're already doing it. Nothing will really change, we'll just live in different houses. Imagine you're Emily. You're sitting on one end of the couch scrolling through Instagram. Dave is on the other end, laptop open, watching a basketball game with his headphones on. This is your quality time. A memory bubbles up. You remember, 10 years ago, on this same couch, you two talked until 3 a.m. You laughed so hard you cried. You couldn't keep your hands off each other. Now he's just the guy who lives there. He's a familiar piece of furniture, and a terrifying thought lands in your brain. If he vanished tomorrow, my logistical life would be incredibly difficult, but my emotional life would be exactly the same. That's the moment. That's the moment the roommate phase becomes the exit phase. If your conversations are 90% logistics and 10% did you see the weather, you are not a couple. You are in a co-working space. And she is about to terminate her lease. 3. The metamorphosis, and you're not invited. Okay, this next sign is the one that makes you look like the most clueless person on earth. Because to everyone else, your friends, her family, her co-workers, this looks like a fantastic thing. Your wife is thriving. Let's call this guy Ben. Ben's wife Chloe has been a stay-at-home mum for 12 years. Their life has been comfortable, predictable, stale. Then, seemingly overnight, Chloe has a midlife awakening. That's what Ben calls it. First, she starts going to the gym, not just a 30-minute treadmill session. I'm talking 5 a.m. CrossFit, SoulCycle, hot yoga. She's getting ripped. Her entire wardrobe changes. Ben is thrilled. My wife is hot again, he thinks. He even high-fives his buddy about it. She's finally taking care of herself. It's awesome. Then Chloe dusts off her old college degree and starts taking online classes for a new certification. Maybe it's a real estate license. Maybe it's a coding boot camp. Ben is so proud. She's so motivated, he tells his parents. She's really finding herself. Then the new friends show up. Suddenly it's girls' night every Friday. It's book club on Wednesdays. It's a weekend wellness retreat with a bunch of women Ben has never even met. Ben loves this. He gets the whole house to himself. He can play Call of Duty in his underwear and order a meat lover's pizza without Chloe making a comment about vegetables. Ben, my man, you are not a supportive husband. You're the clueless chump in a movie, cheering on the hero's training montage before she goes off to defeat the final boss, which is you. This isn't a midlife awakening, this is a pre-divorce life boot camp. Let's break down the metamorphosis for what it really is. 1. The physical change, aka the exit body. That sudden obsession with fitness? It's almost never just about health. It's about two things, control and confidence. When her entire home life feels out of her control, the one thing she can dominate is her own body. Every pound she loses, every muscle she gains, is a piece of armour. It's her looking in the mirror and saying, I am not the invisible frumpy person he sees. I am strong. I am desirable. She is quite literally building the physical strength to walk out the door. 2. The new friends, aka the support network. You know that book club? They haven't read a book in 6 months. That is a war council. She is strategically surrounding herself with a new support network. And who is in this network? It's almost always other women who are either happily single or have already escaped their own marriages. She's not getting advice from her happily married friends. Why? Because they will give her the, but he's a good guy. Can't you try counselling? Think of the kids in speech. She doesn't want that. She wants her friend Jenna, who got divorced 3 years ago and is now backpacking through Thailand, to say, you will be so much happier. It's hard at first, but it's worth it. You go, girl. She's building her new tribe, the one that will support her after the bomb drops. 3. The financial scaffolding, aka the Get Out Fund. This is the most critical piece of the puzzle. That new job, that online certification, that little side hustle she started on Etsy, that is her escape pod. A 2019 UBS Global Wealth Management study found that a staggering 56% of married women still let their spouses take the lead on long-term financial planning. And a huge percentage of those women fear they would be in financial ruin if their marriage ended. The walk-away wife knows this. She's not stupid. She knows she can't leave with no money and no long-term job prospects. So she plans. That new career move is her quietly, methodically building a financial runway. She's opening a separate bank account. She's meeting with a financial advisor during her girls' lunch. She's calculating exactly how much money she needs to secure a new apartment, pay a lawyer's retainer, and support herself for the 6 months it'll take for you to get your act together. Your wife isn't finding herself. She has found herself. And she has found that you are not a part of her future. If your wife is undergoing a total 180-degree life transformation, and the only role you play is a guy who lives in the same house, you need to wake up. Her new life is being built specifically because she is planning to detonate her old one. Hey, quick break. If you're finding this, well, enjoying is probably the wrong word. If you're finding this illuminating and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Hit that red button. We're digging into the stuff that makes people uncomfortable. And if you're brave enough to watch, you're brave enough to be part of the community. Also, drop a comment below. Have you ever seen this happen? Have you been the person this happened to? The comment section is a wild place. And honestly, it's where half the best insights come from. Okay, back to the impending doom. 4. The transparency trap. She stops protecting you. This one is the evil twin of sign near 1. The great silence was about her stopping the fights. This sign is about her stopping the work, the emotional work. For years, your wife has been your social secretary, your therapist, your mother, your PR manager, and your feeling smoother. She's been the chief emotional officer of your family. She's the one who remembers your mum's birthday and buys the card. She's the one who lies to your friends and says, "Oh, Tom would love to come, but he's just swamped with work," when she knows you just want to stay home and play video games. She's the one who listens to you complain about your idiot boss for 45 minutes and says, "Oh, that's terrible, honey," when she's mentally calculating the grocery bill. She has been protecting you. protecting you from social awkwardness, protecting you from your own family, and most of all, protecting you from her own unhappiness. Remember all those little white lies that keep a marriage peaceful? No, I don't mind that you're going golfing for the 3rd Saturday in a row. No, that shirt doesn't make you look fat. Of course I'm not tired, what's on your mind? That's all emotional labour. It's a second shift she works, and it's exhausting. The walkaway wife has officially punched out. She's done with that job, and the result is a sudden, brutal and shocking transparency. Let's go back to Tom and Rachel, scenario A, the old way. Tom: hey, do you mind if I go to Vegas for Brad's bachelor party? It's 4 days. Old Rachel, internally screaming: 4 days? While I'm stuck here with the kids and the broken dishwasher? Are you kidding me? Old Rachel, externally with a tight smile: oh, wow. 4 days is a long time, Tom, but I guess it's important. We'll make it work. She's angry, she's resentful, but she is managing the conflict. She's being the bigger person. Scenario B, the new way, the trap. Tom: hey, do you mind if I go to Vegas for Brad's bachelor party? It's 4 days. New Rachel doesn't even look up from her phone. Go, I don't care. Tom: you fool. You think you just won. Awesome. She's so chill now. She trusts me. She does not trust you. She has given up on you. What you heard was, I approve of this trip. What she said was, your presence or absence in this house is now emotionally irrelevant to me. Your actions no longer have the power to hurt me or anger me, because you no longer have power over my emotions. Go to Vegas. Go to the moon. It makes zero difference because in my head, I'm already in my new apartment. This is the apathy stage. She has no energy left to perform the role of caring wife. It can get even more brutal. Tom: ugh, my boss is a total psycho today. He's burying me in paperwork. Old Rachel: oh no, that's awful. Come here, tell me what happened. New Rachel: that sucks. Did you remember to pay the electric bill? That cold thud you feel in your chest? That's the sound of her emotional support being completely and permanently withdrawn. She's done being your therapist. This new, brutal honesty can even feel like a personal attack. Tom: does this shirt make me look fat? New Rachel: yeah, honestly it's not great. Your gut kinda hangs over the belt. You're stunned. Why are you being so mean? But here's the darkest part of this sign. Sometimes this isn't just apathy. It's a subconscious provocation. She wants you to blow up. She's trying to get you to start the big fight. She's trying to get you to yell, what the hell is wrong with you lately? You're so cold. Why? So she can finally unleash the volcano of resentment she's been sitting on for a decade. So she can finally say, you want to know what's wrong? I'll tell you what's wrong. She's trying to engineer a final straw. She's trying to make you the bad guy who ended it. It's so much easier to tell her friends, he just blew up at me. I had to leave, than it is to say, I'm leaving a perfectly nice man because I am and have been profoundly, soul-crushingly unhappy for 10 years. If your wife has suddenly stopped being your diplomat and has started being a cold, indifferent or brutally honest stranger, she's not just being real. She's showing you that she no longer considers your feelings her responsibility. And that is the final emotional detachment before the physical one. 5. The secret life. That's not secret at all. This is the final sign. This is the one where all the other pieces, the silence, the roommate phase, the metamorphosis, the apathy, all converge into action. And the truly insane part, the part that will make you question your own sanity when you look back, she's not even hiding it. Not really. You're just so conditioned to your normal, so convinced that your marriage is fine, that she's able to plan her entire exit strategy right in front of your face. You're looking right at the escape hatch, and you're thinking, that's a new doorknob. This is the hiding in plain sight phase. Let's go back to Mark, our guy from the beginning, the one who found the note. Let's rewind the 6 months before the note. Exhibit A, the phone. For 15 years, Sarah's phone has been a community object. It lay on the counter, it lay on the nightstand. You'd grab it to check the weather. The kids would grab it to play Subway Surfers. The password, 1234. About 4 months ago, that changed. Suddenly the phone is never face up. It's always in her pocket. It's on her, in the bathroom. It's on the nightstand, face down, and when you bump it, the screen doesn't light up. You ask her, "Why is your phone suddenly locked down like Fort Knox?" And she gives you the most brilliant, unassailable excuse. Privacy. I was reading an article about data security. It's just a good habit to have. You should do it too. You, Mark, think, "Oh, that's smart, she's right." What's really happening? She is in constant 24/7 communication with her support network, Signer 3. She's in a group chat named the Phoenixes or something, where she's getting real-time advice on her exit. She's texting her lawyer, she's looking at apartment listings on Zillow. She's not hiding an affair, she's hiding an attorney. And let's be honest, one is way more expensive and has a much higher retainer. Exhibit B, the new friend. Remember Chloe's book club? In this phase, one of those friends becomes the confidant. Let's call her Brenda. You've never liked Brenda. Brenda got divorced 2 years ago and seems too happy. Suddenly Brenda is everywhere. I'm just going to Brenda's to drop off a book. Brenda and I are going to look at that new art exhibit. Brenda's having a tough time, I'm just going to go have a glass of wine with her. Mark, Brenda isn't having a tough time. Brenda is a consultant. Brenda is the one who said, "Okay, first thing, open a new bank account in your own name. Here's the name of the branch manager I used." Brenda is the one who said, "Do not move out of the house. Make him leave. The court will see it as abandonment." Brenda is the one who gave her the name of a total shark divorce lawyer who will eat your husband for breakfast. This new friend is not a friend. She's an operations manager for her escape plan. Exhibit C, the finances. This is the part that hurts the most. You have a joint checking account. You've had it for 20 years. One day Sarah says, "Hey, I'm starting that little Etsy shop for my pottery. I'm going to open a separate business account at a different bank just to keep the taxes clean. It's just easier." You, Mark, say, "Wow, that's so smart. You're so organized. I'm so proud of you." You magnificent fool. That business account is her get-out fund. She's not just putting her Etsy money in there. She's been siphoning off cash for months, skimming from the grocery budget, cashing in old savings bonds you forgot you had, funneling every dollar she can scrape together into an account that your name is not on. She's not just keeping the taxes clean, she's cleaning you out. One $50 withdrawal at a time so that when she finally signs the lease on her new 2-bedroom apartment, the one you never knew she was looking at, the check doesn't bounce. It's all right there. The phone, the friend, the new bank account, the new career. She's not a walk-away wife. She's a methodical planning in broad daylight wife. The final insult of walk-away wife syndrome is that you weren't blindsided. You weren't. You were a spectator to the entire thing. You were sitting in the front row eating popcorn, watching her build the rocket, fuel the rocket, and point it at the sky. You were just so comfortable in your fine marriage that you clapped. You cheered her on. "Go for it, honey, you're amazing!" And then you're the guy sitting at a cold kitchen table, looking at a note, wondering how it came out of nowhere. It didn't. It came from the gym, from the bank, from the book club, and from the phone she's been clutching for 6 months. It came from every time you said, "I'll do it later," and every time she said, "I'm fine," when she was anything but. It came from you, and it came from her. And by the time you see the signs, it's almost always too late. Final thoughts, the blinding light of hindsight. So, what have we learned? We've learned that the sudden end of a marriage is almost never sudden. It's a slow burn, a cancer that metastasizes in silence. We've learned that what you call peace, she might call resignation, the great silence. We've learned that a great team is a terrible substitute for a great couple, the co-working space. We've learned that a new you can be exciting, unless you aren't part of her new life, the metamorphosis. We've learned that when she stops caring about your feelings, it's not because she's chill, it's because she's gone, the transparency trap. And finally, we've learned that the secret plan is almost always happening right in front of your face, the secret life. This video isn't just for the husbands and boyfriends, this is for everyone, because this is a story about a failure to communicate on a catastrophic, life-altering scale. This is a story about one person screaming for help in a language the other person refuses to learn. And this is a story about that same person finally deciding to stop screaming and to just, quietly, find the door. So what's the moral? Is it don't get married? No. The lesson is pay attention. The antidote to walk-away wife syndrome isn't to be paranoid. It's not to check her phone or question her friendships. That will just speed up the process. The antidote is curiosity. The antidote is replacing "Are you okay?" with "I've noticed you've been different. You seem quieter. Is there something on your mind?" I'm here to listen. "No, really. I'm putting my phone down. I'm looking at you. Talk to me." The antidote is to do the damn dishes. Not because she asked, but because you're a team and you see her and you respect her and you don't want her to do it all alone. The antidote is to stop mistaking silence for peace. Silence is almost never peace. Hindsight is 20/20. But in this case, the signs are there long before you have to look back. You just have to be brave enough to open your eyes and actually see the person sitting across the couch from you. Before she gets up and finds a couch of her own. Thanks for watching. This was a heavy one. If you made it this far, you're one of the real ones. If you want more deep dives into the psychology of, well, us, I've got a whole playlist on modern relationships you can check out right here on the channel. See you in the next one. And maybe go have a conversation with your partner, a real one.